Hey, what is up, you guys? My name is David. I am one half of the Retrograded podcast. Unfortunately, Rose is not here. She's actually on the way. We are going fishing today, but she's in grad school, like all of you know, so she is on her way, but she wouldn't make it in time for this recording. But I did find someone to fill in her shoes, and I have the privilege of talking about one of my favorite cartoons as a kid with an accomplished video game journalist, lead vocalist, Young Artist Award nominee, star of Don't Say It, Leverage, Malcolm in the Middle, and all that, and the host of the Temperamental Podcast, Lisa Foyles.
Hi, do I get to go fishing or what? I didn't get the invite to go fishing.
You can absolutely come fishing with us. I mean,
I'm just kidding. No, that sounds like a nightmare. Like fish, like that sounds awful. Like I don't.
Pulled out a third rod too. I was about to say we can make this happen.
I just like to be invited to things. I don't actually want to participate in the fishing activity. It sounds awful.
So,
this is Girl Kevin, and Girl Kevin is here, and she's a cat, and she's one half of Kevin and Kevin. There's Boy Kevin and Girl Kevin, and this is Girl Kevin, and she's here because she's a diva and wants to be the center of attention. So she thinks everything's about her. So every time she I don't know how she does it, because you can't hear a camera start rolling, but she just knows. If she senses a camera starting to roll in this house, she's just like, I'm there. I'll hit my mark. I'm the star. It's very strange.
We're just living in Girl Kevin's world.
Yes, we are. Yeah, I know. It's all about you, isn't it? Yeah.
And I've noticed, I see her pop on your podcast every once. Well, I mean, I was about to say every once in a while, all the time, basically.
Yeah, she's almost in every episode. The internet is really big fans of Boy Kevin, who is just fat, furry dumpster cat with a very hilarious personality. And he's been the star of most of my internet shenanigans and of the podcast at the beginning, but then for some reason he just I'm done with this, and he just kind of stopped showing up for set, for filming. But then she was I'm super into this, and so now Girl Kevin's the new star of the show. Which, girl, you do you, you are the star. You're the star always. We just had to realize it.
Oh man, I have questions that were tied into the episode that we watched, but that almost tied in almost perfectly well too. But I want to start off, just for people who may not know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes. Okay, so my name is Lisa Foyles, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. I was born in Portland, Oregon. I really believe that I'm a girl. That is my home, right? When I say, people are where are you from? I say Portland. Not that I don't love living in Las Vegas. I actually do love living there. But yeah, you listed a bunch. Most people know me from All That, which was a very iconic Nickelodeon show. It was a Saturday Night Live for kids that was on for 10 years, and then they rebooted it in 2019 for 2 more seasons. And I was on seasons 7, 8, 9, and 10. So the last 4 seasons of the original run of the show. And most people know me from that. I was also on a very well-known, famous episode of Malcolm in the Middle called If Boys Were Girls, where I played the female version of Malcolm. So even though I was only on that series for 1 episode, that 1 episode was a very celebrated one. In fact, it won an Emmy for editing. So because of how they edited, just at the time, right? We have all this technology now, but at the time, the way they edited, the way that Malcolm morphed into me and I morphed into Malcolm, it was just a very well done episode. So on one hand, I kind of wish I would have had a character on the show so I could keep recurring and coming back. But on the other hand, I'm so glad I was a part of that really iconic episode.
Yeah.
Which I starred on with Jeanette McCurdy, who then went on to star on iCarly. So we have the Nickelodeon family thing in common. But yeah, let's see what else. I was on Even Stevens. I was on Leverage. Video. So you said video game journalist, which I hate using that term. It does get used, but nothing I did was journalism. I don't think. People go to school for journalism and they take it very seriously and they want to really dive in and get the details and uncover the truth. And I don't know why I'm imagining every journalist dressed like Sherlock Holmes, but that's how it is in my mind. I never did any real journalism. I just talked about games that I liked and made jokes and never took it seriously. at all. Probably why this episode that we're going to talk about of Rocco really speaks to me. But yeah, so I was a personality in the video game world kind of before that was really a big thing, right? So like now there's streamers all over the place and like there's lots of girls in video gaming, but when I started out there weren't that many female personalities in the gaming sphere. So I started there when my internet career started there. And then, yeah, I just kind of kept doing web shows and guest appearances on people's YouTube channels for many years while still doing TV. And now I sing. Now I'm a live performer. And just because, AI is taking most of our jobs as actors, all my voiceover jobs are pretty much gone, and a lot of my hosting jobs are pretty much gone because AI is just taking all of it. But the one thing they can't take away is live entertainment. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I was about to say.
Yeah, so I find it very gratifying to be able to give people a real human experience when we get less and less of that these days. So I absolutely love singing in Las Vegas. I sing all around every venue, every casino here. A couple different bands. The main one I sing with is Radical West. So I really encourage you to follow them on Instagram because you'll see lots of videos and pictures of me hanging out with the guys. But yeah, it's been awesome. Sorry, that was a very long-winded answer. And yes, I host Temperamental with Lisa Foyles, which is a ridiculously stupid podcast that I enjoy doing.
And you're a great lead vocalist. I was gonna say, I was like, I've done like a little bit of a deep dive. We've been kind of talking for a little while now, and I was kind of like making sure that I didn't come. I was like, I'm not going to be like Sean Evans on Hot Ones where I'm going to be like, hey, your favorite color was blue when you were in the 4th grade stuff, but I wanted to be ready. But I was like, oh, I don't know which band is her main band because you have...
No one really knows. You're not the only one. That's the question I get more often than not when I see people in town. They're like, how many bands are you in now? And I'm like, okay, I know it's complicated, but like I kind of guest star with this band and I kind of guest star with this band and I'm kind of part-time a member of this band. You are not... Don't feel bad about that. I don't even know sometimes. It's just, this is a weird town where... everybody in the music industry all kind of knows each other, and we all have bands, especially in the cover band scene I'm talking about. There's a lot of original bands, and those are like, you have your band and that's it. But in the cover band scene, there's a lot of different bands, but a lot of the members like can't be at every show if it's a weekly gig, so they'll call somebody else from a different band to jump over and like play in that band. It's like kind of weirdly incestuous, like like everybody helps out everybody else's bands. It's so nice. We all that's just awesome. Kind of like, hey, I need you a bass player from this band, I need you a guitar player from this band, we're gonna just like be this band tonight. It's like it's really fun, and everybody in town kind of basically plays the same set list anyway. Like we're all playing the same 40 songs kind of, because that's the songs people want to hear. So everybody just kind of knows the songs, but yeah, that's been really fun. So yeah, I guest star with a lot of different bands, but I'm mostly solidly a member of Radical West. So awesome.
And I gotta say that I've had a couple of guests on here before. You're the first that actually picked an episode of a show. Like usually I'll kind of guide them in a idea of like what I have, and then they'll be like, oh, that sounds like fun. But you were the first one that was like, let's do Rocco. And I was like, awesome, we haven't done Rocco yet. And then you were like, I was like, any particular episode? You were like, yes, Wacky Deli.
Yeah, it was no question. It's my favorite episode of animated television of all time. And it was a very easy pick.
Oh, it's awesome.
And, like that's it.
It's episode. Well, okay, there's a little bit of discrepancy on this. If for anyone that wants to watch this episode, you can find it online. It is episode 19 or episode 10. I saw both of season 3. However you find it is however you find it, because I didn't do it the legal
I had to. I mean, I used to. Obviously, I used to watch it when it aired live, and my dad watched it with me one time because he also was a big fan. My dad worked from home and my mom was a stay-at-home mom. So, and I was homeschooled. So the three of us were kind of just at home all the time. And if I got all my schoolwork done, then I could just basically play and do whatever I wanted and watch TV all day. And so a lot of times I'd have the TV on and be watching cartoons. And then my dad would take like a lunch break. I don't know why I'm losing my voice. My dad would take a lunch break from like his work, and he'd come out and like sit and like watch TV with me. And I remember like he liked Rocco a lot. He liked Rocco, he liked SpongeBob, he loved Angry Beavers. Like all the shows I loved, like he really liked. I remember this one episode, like we were howling laughing, like we had like tears running down our face, like at the Wacky Deli episode. And so I remember he like was able to record it on like TiVo or whatever, it's like Dish Network's little way of recording TV at the time. And so he like recorded it, and so we would go back and watch it all the time. But again, that was years and years and years ago. And since then, I don't have the streaming service that has all the Nickelodeon shows, or where it's ever streaming. I don't even know. But so I just watched a bunch of clips on YouTube and tried to. But of course,
sent you.
You should. I mean, but again, like watching it, I'm like, yeah, I know this. Like this isn't fair. Like I'm not rediscovering it. Like it's all very familiar to me. Yeah. In fact, I have a running gag on Temperamental of just showing the jar of mayonnaise. In fact, I get demonetized every time I do it because the music is licensed, but I don't care because I'm like, I'm not making a fortune on my podcast anyway. Like if I get demonetized for one episode because I show the mayonnaise jar, like I don't care. It's worth the joke.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but like the way I have this set up.
Hey, I appreciated it. So again, it's worth the joke. Sometimes it's worth just messing stuff up because you want to have the joke. No, I'm glad you showed me. But yeah, now I can hear you again. Yay.
Awesome. All right, so for those of you who are not initiated onto the world of Rockos Modern Life, I figured general breakdown. Rocco's a wallaby from, I guess, Australia. He lives next door to a pair of toads, Mr. and Mrs. Bighead. Rocco's best friends with a cow named Heifer and a turtle named Filbert. That's basically all you need to know.
Yeah, that's yeah, you nailed it.
And like you were saying that your dad would watch it with you. Like my mom would watch Rockos Modern Life a lot with me. Like this was one of our favorite shows. She would try to watch Salute Your Shorts, but would get like she's like, I don't get what's happening, and would walk off. And then what else? Well, then we liked Twilight Zone too. I was a weird kid, so I watched a bunch of weird stuff.
No, me and my dad were obsessed with MST, with Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Oh,
like
man.
That was like our thing. Like we loved it. No, I haven't seen anything on any of the recent stuff. Like we only just watched the really old stuff.
Oh no, like there's like a movie from 90 something. I want to say like 98, 99, where it's just them doing a movie all the way through. And like it follows them a little bit more, but like it's one of the funniest things in the world.
Oh, nice!
And me and my mom watched that and just died laughing.
That's awesome. Yeah, that was good stuff.
But
no, my dad loved all the cartoons that I loved, and like I said, especially like a big SpongeBob fan of like those first couple seasons of SpongeBob. Like we would just quote it like all the time. We loved it.
And with this episode, it just like I wanted to start off when we talk about it. Two things that stuck out to me. The animation still holds up. I thought it looked amazing. And then that intro is so simplistic yet so catchy. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember as soon as it was like, what does he say? That was a woot. Or that was a hoot.
That was a hoot. Yeah,
yes. Yeah. I was like, I timed it up perfectly. I was like, I haven't watched the show in like over a decade, and I still knew exactly what
so many like little Rocco goodies on my set that I switch out.
I have a hot take coming.
My Rocco necklace.
That later.
What? I know. Kitty.
So the episode starts with the episode starts with two toads screaming at the top of their lungs at each other, telling each other to lower their voices, and ends up being screen testing for a show that Mr. and Mrs. Bighead's son, Ralphie, has created. And instead of getting done with the show and like wrapping it up, Ralphie is told that he is obligated to create a new show, and he's basically done with this. He doesn't want to do what were their like Mr. and Mrs. Bighead are the names, but those were like I forgot. I know it's in my notes somewhere. I cannot remember.
No, I mean, so Ralph obviously made a show based on his parents.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
You could, and so the beauty of this episode is it is so meta. It's just how real animation happens, like how real shows come about, and especially coming from the world of Hollywood, where I see how you can't just be someone with a great idea who gets your idea made. It's just not how it happens. You will have a great idea, and then you will write out that idea. And if you have some kind of connection, then you will show your connection that idea, and then they will have ideas of how you should change it. And then if somehow you get that, then your idea handed off to somebody who can make it happen, they will then change it more, and they will change it more, and they will change it more. And then even more people will come in and be like, we're going to change it even more. And then soon your idea will be very far from your original idea, but the people who can make it happen will have changed it in a way that they think it will be successful. And then miraculously, if it gets made, then it's either a hit or it's not. But then, as the original creator or person with the original idea, yeah, you're going to be left feeling like, well, it's not exactly the art that I set out to make. It's some kind of bastardized version of it for television that people laugh at, but this isn't my true passion. I'm an artist. I'm a writer. And that is the tale as old as time. I mean, I've experienced that, right? Like, I've written screenplays and I've seen them go through the process of, idea to on paper to in the hands of executive producers. And I've seen how it gets changed and how frustrating it is to have your idea just end up being so far from what you intended. And there's a couple times where it got to the point where I'm like, I actually don't really want this movie to be made anymore, because people are going to hate it and they're going to have all these problems with it. And those are not problems that I wanted to be in it, right?
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't my idea. It's been warped and changed. But that is Hollywood. Like, if you want to make a show, it's not going to be your original idea. That's just the way it is. And this was, and obviously this is a well-known thing now because we have the internet and people talk about this all the time. But way back in the day, like when you're a kid watching Rocco, you don't know that. You just watch this episode as something very silly. But the writers of this episode are so genius because they literally spell out exactly how it goes. You have Ralph, Big Head, who wrote a show about his parents. It became wildly successful, but he's miserable. He's probably rich and he has fans all over the world and everybody knows him and this show is #1. He's miserable because he's an artist. And this isn't what he set out to make. He wanted to create real art that would change the world, that would speak to the masses. And yet it was turned into this clown show. Whoa, which is most of what's on television anyway.
I will not stand for you calling Wacky's Diner a deli a clown
No,
show.
not even that. Not even that.
One of the greatest things I ever saw.
No, I'm not there yet. No, I'm speaking as Ralph. I'm speaking as Ralph. That he created this show based on his parents, and in the episode, he's wildly famous, but he just wants to be an artist. Like, this is like the plot of the show. Yeah. And so he tries to get out of his contract. He tries to say, hey, this is the final episode of this stupid show that you paid me millions of dollars to make, but I'm out. I'm going to go be a real artist. And they say, wait just a second, as producers do. You're not going anywhere. Per your contract, you owe us a pilot for a new show before you exit the company and go off and be a real artist. So Ralph is even more miserable because now he can't, go off and do his own thing. He's stuck in his contract. How do you get out? He doesn't want to do this anymore. And so he goes to a party where his parents, the real Mr. and Mrs. Big Head that the show is based on, they're like, welcome home, Ralphie. Like, we're so excited to see you. And he's miserable because he's like, I don't want to create any more TV shows. And of course, our heroes, Rocco, Heifer, and Filbert are there. And they're like, what? It's got to be fun to create a cartoon show. All you have to do is just like, I don't know. And he's like holding salami. And he's like, this is a character. It could be about deli meat. This is salami. Blah, blah, blah. And Ralph is like, that would be the stupidest show of all time. And then the light bulb goes off. He's like, perfect. If I create the stupidest show of all time, I'll get fired and get released from my contract. Let's create the stupidest show of all time. And it's just so meta because that absolutely happens. Like, it's all so true.
And like at that part when he's talking to his dad, like you were talking, like he knows what he's doing, but it's weird because you have Rocco and Heifer and Filbert. they're like taking this seriously. They're like, oh, we're gonna help you. Like they don't understand that
Yeah.
Ralphie is planning on sabotaging this from the beginning. But they're
Yes.
like so like not I wouldn't even say naive. They're just like they're fangirling and boying.
I mean, I would definitely use the word naive. They're the people that work in Hollywood who understand the machine, and then there's the people who watch the shows that Hollywood makes
Yeah.
who don't understand the machine. And this is both of those coming together. Ralph understands that the network is abusing him and keeping him in a contract he doesn't want to be in to make a stupid show. But fans of the show, who have no idea how the machine works, are just like, yeah, let's make a TV show. This is going to be fun. Let's do it. So those two worlds coming together is I think anybody who goes to Hollywood experiences that, right? You enter Hollywood as like this bright-eyed, bushy-tail, like I'm going to be a star and everything's going to work out and I'm going to meet celebrities and I'm going to be famous. And it's not how it goes. You have to you then very harshly learn the realities of the politics of Hollywood and who gets ahead and who doesn't. And again, like I said, how your ideas will never make it to the finish line. They will get changed 100 times with 100 cooks in the kitchen who just want their or are pushing their own agenda, and money is the reason for everything. Hollywood does not care about your art. They don't care about your ideas. They don't care about your screenplay that you worked so hard on. They don't care. They want money. And everybody who's gone to Hollywood has experienced this. I am one of them, right? Like I entered Hollywood as a, naive kid who just wanted to be a star and just that whole thing. And yeah, having all that experience, like I understand how different it is. So it was just such a brilliant way for the writers of Rocco to like make fun of that, because now Rocco and Heifer and Filbert are brought into Hollywood. Let's call it what it is. It's Hollywood. And Ralph, again, like you said, is sabotaging them because he does not care about their show. He does not care about them.
Studios, like this
at Big Head Studios,
wildly
yes.
profitable.
See, yes, it's massively, his show is massively huge, but he doesn't care because he's an artist. He's an artist.
We gotta talk about the guys are like they're sticking with this gimmick of the deli meats. So I love that. I don't know why like this caught me off guard, but Heifer comes up with salami.
Salami, yes.
For some reason, I don't know why this made me giggle so much. But Rocco's like, I got Betty Baloney. She's a girl.
She's a girl.
She's a girl. And then,
but again, it's making fun of Hollywood, where it's like we need a girl character.
That's what I kind of
right?
thought, but I was like,
no, it
is.
Crazy. It's all making. I mean, literally, the voice of Ralph is Joe Murray, the creator and writer of Rocco.
Oh,
like
wow.
he's voicing Ralph. That's how meta it is. He's not a voiceover actor. When you listen to the episode, Ralph does not sound like a voiceover actor.
No, he sounds like a guy.
He speaks kind of monotone, and he doesn't really perform the lines. You know what I mean? Like the other characters. It's Joe, who created Rockos Modern Life. That's how much they're poking fun at the whole system.
And I assume maybe this is because Lester Roquefort. But then he gets kind of like retconned into just Mr. Cheese.
Yes, this is a perfect example of what I was just talking about.
Okay, that's what I was like. Okay,
you create a screenplay. It is your baby. You work very hard on it. You hand it over to a network, and they turn it into crap. That happens so much in Hollywood, and that's exactly what happened with Filbert. They're sketching their characters. Step 1, design your characters, because they have been given this book that's massive, that's like 7,000 easy steps to creating your animated TV show. And step 1 is design your characters. So they're all in their little writer's room, all 3 of them. And they're sketching their characters. And they have Salami, and Heifer's like, it's Salami, get it? And then Rocco, it's Betty Baloney. She's a girl. With no other explanation. She has a bone, she's a girl. And then Filbert, this is not just a doodle of a character.
It was beautiful.
This has shading. This has proportions. This is a beautifully drawn picture of a piece of cheese. This is his character that he loves. This is Lester Roquefort, and he's a beautifully drawn character. And again, somebody with notes comes along. Heifer goes, yeah, that's really cool, but like, let me just make a couple changes, and he immediately starts erasing. And Filbert's like, okay, like how all of us would be when we hand over our art to somebody else. We're like, I don't really want to make the changes, but like, okay. And the Heifer turns it around and is like, a terribly hand-drawn child's version of a
Yeah,
piece of cheese
a
with
dumbed down
eyes
version of
going
a
away and
character that was
yeah,
supposed to be
big
smart.
buck teeth. It kind of looks like SpongeBob actually a little bit, which is funny because Steven Hillenberger's not Steven Hillenberger. Tom Kenny is the voice of Heifer, right? Who voiced SpongeBob?
Yeah.
Yes.
I had
Yeah, yeah.
some. I had some. There's a note that I have somewhere in here where I was like, "Oh, I know exactly what it is." We'll get there at one point, but there's a weird correlation between this show and SpongeBob at one point. But
Oh, I'm excited.
there's also I know this is so random. I don't know why I put this in my notes, but this was like one of those episodes where I really didn't like Heifer because of like him doing that to Filbert.
But he's supposed to be.
I know.
But
I get
he's
it
supposed
now.
to be
I get
unlikable.
that.
And they did such a good job because
I was
after
like, man,
so
you're
then
making me hate this guy.
no, but that and it's such the point because I have also experienced being in a writer's room with friends and then freaking hating them because they've come up with ideas that I don't agree with and they're steamrolling the whole process. And that's exactly what happens. After they design
Yep.
their character, they start to storyboard the episode. And of course, everybody chimes in with their notes and their notes that don't even really need to happen, but people just want to have their voice heard. And this isn't just Hollywood. This is every boardroom. This is every work meeting. This is every Zoom call for any job in the world. People want to justify their jobs. They want to justify their positions and their paychecks. And so they will come at you with their notes just to be like, I'm important here because I told you that you should change that logo background color. That was my idea. Doesn't need to change. You know what I mean? So that's what Heifer does. They're like trying to storyboard it out. And Rocco's like, all right, we got Betty Baloney. And she goes and she hears the doorbell. So she goes and answers the door. And Heifer's like, telephone. Rocco's like, what? Heifer's like, it should be a telephone, not doorbell. It should be the telephone. Telephones are way funnier. Yeah, telephones are super funny. Okay, let's change it to a telephone. Great, fine. That's like Rocco trying to be collaborative and trying to like meet people in the middle, right? Which is all of us. And then of course it just keeps happening. Heifer just keeps chiming in with his ideas, keeps chiming in, then Filbert, and then finally Heifer says, do we really need the cheese at all? Do we really even need Filbert's character? And then they start fighting, and it's just it's so true to life that it's painful.
Oh, and I love
kid,
there was one part too where he also Filbert's like, I'm the cheese. I know what he says and he don't says. I was like, word.
Heifer's like, Filbert, yeah, you're totally right. Heifer's like, the cheese would never say that. And Filbert's like, how do you know? I'm the cheese. I know what he says and don't says. Like, and that's so true too.
I love that.
It's one of those beautiful examples.
It was fighting for his character. He was fighting for his character. Show. Yeah, I get it.
But one of the things that Disney couldn't ever really accomplish until later, and good for them if they finally did it. I'm such a Nickelodeon girl. Nickelodeon always did it so much better than Disney of creating episodes that appealed to adults and kids differently. Funny to each audience in its own way. Yeah. iCarly was brilliant at that. All that definitely, my show definitely had jokes in there that only adults would understand. Kids would never think they were funny, but if your mom hears it from the kitchen and says, oh, that's hilarious, then suddenly she's hooked. Suddenly she likes that show because it referenced something that she likes. Nickelodeon was so good at that. And especially Rockos Modern Life, brilliant. I mean, the way that Rocco works a corporate job and just the troubles that he goes through with his corporate job. Like no kid has ever worked a job like that. Only parents would understand how funny that is. And
that's kind of like why this podcast started, just because like I would go back, like when I was in college, I would rewatch some stuff and I was like, it was funny or it was entertaining as a kid, but I was like, I didn't get that joke back then, but I get it now. And that's fucking clever.
Yes. Yeah. Nickelodeon was so good at that. And, that especially was a fun one where like me and my dad were both on the couch watching this episode and we were both laughing for different reasons. Right. I was just taking the episode at face value. I was taking the plot as it was given to me, just, oh, what a silly situation to happen. And my dad, who had now been the father of a child actor for several years now, understanding how Hollywood worked more than I ever did, because they, of course, you shield your child from a lot of Hollywood politics when you're the the father of a Hollywood actor, child actor. So he's laughing at it for entirely different reasons. And that's just, it's so fun that now I get to understand the reasons he was laughing about it. So funny. And then even more so because you just meet more people in animation. I've worked with more animators than I ever, I hadn't met an animator when I was a kid. Now I understand their troubles, and it's just, it's amazing that Nickelodeon let him do it in the first place. And you know what I mean? It's one of those episodes where like you could, as a Hollywood executive looking at this episode trying to approve it, be like, are kids gonna think this is funny? Like, are kids gonna get this? Like,
Yeah.
you're kind of just making fun of us. Like, you're
poking at the bear too. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, like, president of Nickelodeon's like, you're kind of making fun of us. Like, Nickelodeon, like, should we let you do? So I love when TV was a little more Wild Wild West, where they could get away with so much more than they can now. But sorry, I'll let you talk. I just go off route. It's like my favorite.
Oh no, you're fine, dude. Like, no, this is actually odd because I'm usually like talking so much, and I'm like, I don't have to talk that much. That's fun. Oh, man, I just realized I forgot this is a new camera, and I did something where it almost just crash shotted on me. I was like, please don't do that. But so we've got the next step, which is them drawing. I think this is like me. I remember this episode specifically for this was them. The painstakingly drawing the pictures, and I was like, as a kid, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I love drawing. I was like, maybe I'll be an animator, and I saw something like this. I was like, no, it's not for me. Not for me. Yeah. Not gonna do that.
Yeah, I believe the next step wasn't the next step so when I went and tried to watch it again on YouTube this morning, it only got up to like there. Like I couldn't find the rest of it. Like I watched the whole intro, and then like I remember what happens and all the stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure, doesn't it say like it's like step 3 or step 4 or something, whatever the next step is, where it's like draw thousands and thousands of tiny little pictures. Like, and you just have to draw.
And then I mean that's just like them just throwing around, but it's also Heifer and Filbert are still arguing about their characters' screen time and the importance of the episode. It turns onto a full out brawl, which is and Rocco's just done. He's like, I'm over this. He's just sitting.
And Ralph is thrilled. Ralph is so happy. He's like, this is exactly what I wanted. They're all fighting. The show's going to be terrible.
He's there just
We're going to get canceled immediately.
Good. Y'all.
Thank God. Yeah. And then they're going to let me out of my contract, and I can go create the art that I want to create. And then we get to finally see the finished episode of Wacky Deli.
This is a masterpiece.
The greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'm absolutely
I don't think I've ever laughed so hard ever.
Episode. I'm going to cut this in the episode. I have to. And if I get flagged or whatever happens, it happens. But
people must say, oh, what a beautiful day. I am the cheese. I am the best character on the show. I am better than
massaging meatloaf.
Yes.
Which I guess it says it's meatloaf, but there's also pineapple on it. So I was like, I don't know if that's
the best
meatloaf.
thing is that it kind of just looks like every kid YouTube video that you watch now, right? Like I don't know. Like, so I have 2 kids. I have a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old, and some of the stuff that they look up on YouTube Kids, I'm just like, what is? I know that like obviously makes me sound old, and every parent goes through that. But like, at least when I was a kid, I'm like watching Nickelodeon and Disney that are like scripted shows. It's like the YouTube slop that is like edited together to like look at kids, like to appeal to kids. Yeah, so there you go. Like to appeal to kids these days. I'm just like, what is this? But I mean, that's basically just Wacky Deli. It's
like it's. I mean, it made more sense to me than like Skibbity Toilet. I don't maybe that I don't know if that's good or bad, but it made more sense to me.
I still don't know.
I love that like Betty Baloney just keeps saying hello on the phone. Like she's just,
hello.
It's like, what is this?
And then it's like a choo-choo train for some reason with the characters, and then like him burping through the phone, and then like then boogers can fly out of my nose, and he got that moment that he wanted.
Yes, it is. Like it's like a Tim and Eric type. Like if someone was
it totally is. And let me tell you, it does feel that way when this is an exaggerated version of it, but I got to tell you, it does feel this way when you are a screenwriter and you get to a point where you have a finished product according to everybody else who's in the team. You have a team, right? Once you build a team, and everybody makes their notes and you have this finished product. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes you do kind of look at it like the Wacky Deli episode and be like, okay, well, I wouldn't have done about 50 of those things, but here we are. I guess we have a movie that we're going to make, maybe. Like, I literally, dude, I one time wrote a screenplay and I was so proud of it. And I wrote it about my hometown of Portland. And I wrote myself as the lead character, playing to my strengths as an actress and my knowledge of Portland and being from this area and it had so many like inside jokes about Portland. And it was just this kind of beautiful indie film that just followed this story, right? It's just a very simple story. After months and months of uh, like going through the notes and going through the changes and working with the team in the writer's room, and then we even had we brought in actors to like read the parts to have like an actual run through before we started casting and all that stuff. Like, it got so far. And then after we did the reading with all the other actors, we had a follow-up phone call where where like the main dude was like, do we really even like Lisa's character? Like, I swear to you, it was exactly like when Heather says, do we really need the cheese at all? That's what it felt like. Like, I was sitting on the call just like, are you serious? Like, my character is the lead. Like, the only reason you wanted to buy this screenplay is because of my character's journey. And now you're like, do we even really like her character? And I'm just like, the film never got made, just so you know. It's not out there. Can't watch it. I pulled the plug on it. Honestly, after that happened, I pulled the plug on it because I look like a crazy person in the video because I keep going like, oh, that's what Hollywood does.
I keep messing with my hair too, so we're it's just gonna be cool. Don't worry.
No, but it's so true because I honestly got to the point, and this was the one piece of advice that I thought was like a gem of advice that when you hear it, you get a little disheartened because you want to, if you're a screenwriter, like you want your movie to get made, you want people to hear your story. But I got a great piece of advice from somebody who was very experienced in Hollywood as I was going through this process. They were like, it is better to have no movie than a bad movie. It is better to not make it at all if you think it's going to be crap. Like, just don't. I know you want to get your movie out there, but it's better to have never done it than to release something awful that will ruin your reputation, that won't be a representation of you and your art and your voice. It's better to just not do it. And I remember getting to the point where that voice was like, I gotta not have a movie, right? Like, damn, I have to pull the plug because if this movie gets made the way it has been changed by all of these outside forces, it's gonna be Wacky Deli. It's gonna be just a pile of crap that I'm not proud of and that I don't want to stand behind and I don't want representing my voice. So that's why filmmaking is for rich kids and rich people, because if you have enough money, you can make your movie however you want. But if you don't have a couple $1 million to make a great movie, you have to rely on other people who have money. And then the people with the money, they want to say, hey, if I'm going to give you $5 million for your movie, I want to rewrite 60% of it. It's just how it goes. It's just business. It's just Hollywood. So yeah, I absolutely relate to this episode of Wacky Deli and seeing this awful product come together called Wacky Deli. But yes, the big twist is that however bad Wacky Deli is,
the kids love it.
They love it. They love it. It's the best show. Like the network is like, this is genius, and we're gonna air it, and they air it, and the world loves it.
that was my tie-in. Was this not SpongeBob before SpongeBob was SpongeBobbing? Because it seems like this. Like, it seemed like it was a cultural phenomenon, like Wacky Deli was. I didn't understand SpongeBob till I got older. I was right at that precipice of like, I'm too old for cartoons now.
Okay.
So it didn't hit with me, and now I watch it. Like, we've done it for the podcast because Rose is a lot younger than me, and I was like, okay, I get why the show's popular. But like, I feel like the Wacky Deli was SpongeBob in my mind.
I can see that. And I gotta say that I'm a massive SpongeBob fan, but only up to a point. I have not watched a lot of To me, and maybe this is me just being a hater, and I don't know if Tom Kenny had to do this for some vocal reason, but I do believe at some point SpongeBob's voice changed
I
and it
think
got
I've
a
heard
little
something about
higher
that.
and it got higher. And for me, it just didn't hit the same. And then the writing started to change and the animation style was a little bit different. And once that hit, I stopped watching because I didn't enjoy it anymore. That's not to say it's not a great show. I know everybody, like, yes, let the fans have their thing. That's fine. But I also, that just my opinion is those first, I want to say like 3 or 4 seasons of SpongeBob, like to me was like the golden era of
Yeah.
SpongeBob. They got away with so much. There was an entire episode where they thought they killed a man. There was an entire episode about swearing. Like, you didn't do this on television. Like, there's a whole episode where they thought they killed the health inspector and
Oh,
how
that's
they were going to
awesome.
cover it up. Like, seriously, like
I need to
they
see
don't know
that
what to do
episode.
because they're like, we killed him, and do we hide the body? Do we pretend we're the like health inspector? Like, how do we solve this? It was a kids TV show, and they killed a man. And then another one was they learned how to swear because they read a bad word graffitied on the back of the Krusty Krab, and they read it, and then SpongeBob was like, "What is that word?" And Patrick's like, "It's a sentence enhancer. You can add it to any sentence to enhance your sentence." And instead of swear words, they used like dolphin sounds and like boat sounds. So like,
Oh,
instead of a
that's what that meme is from.
yeah, so instead of a
Okay.
bleep, it would be like, like, "Hey Patrick, how the are ya?" You know what I mean? So they're literally saying the F word, like they're saying bad words, but they're bleeping it out with dolphin sounds. And they go through a whole episode of SpongeBob and Patrick swearing to everyone, like like cussing, and people's reactions to it. It is phenomenal. It's unbelievable how they got away with this.
I'm gonna add that to
And that's
our
why
short
it's
list of
so
episodes of
good.
TV shows we need to watch because
You
I
can't
have
have
not
a
seen
card.
that one.
No, you can't have a Nickelodeon show today where they kill a man. Like they put him in the freezer. I'm telling you, it's amazing.
But this is part of what you were talking about with Ralph's art. He
Yeah.
is at this point he's getting desperate to sabotage the show, and
Yeah.
this is where we have the 10 minutes of mayo. He, which I love.
Yes.
This is so.
I believe, do
stupid.
they release, it's like again, you have to remind me because I didn't watch the full episode this morning, but they released the first episode of Wacky Deli.
Yes.
Ralph is like, this is going to bomb.
Yes.
The world loves it. #1 show. Give us
Articles
more.
are
We
being
need
read
more Wacky Deli.
Yes.
Do they create a second episode? I think they create a second episode, maybe. I don't know where the mayonnaise comes along, but
They're
at some
working
point,
on it. They're working on that second
Okay.
episode, and that's where he's like, I need to figure out something. So he walks into the room while they're like working on it. He's like, I want 10 minutes of mayo.
Yes, so he's like, this isn't working. I need to sabotage it more. And so they're like, instead, we're just going to show a jar of mayonnaise to the people. That's it. And they love it. Like the headlines are like, bold move, but genius. It's genius. Jar of mayonnaise for 10 minutes. And it's
they
again,
refer
it's
to
such a
some artist. I wish I had took the note for it, but it was like some particular artist. It's like it's a style like this man did back in the holy shit. Like, they love this.
They love it. And Ralph is just trying to get out of his contract. He's just trying to get out. Doesn't want to do it anymore. And yet the world is eating up this trash. And it's just, you read so many articles about producers and writers who get stuck in contracts and they don't want to do it anymore, and they're just like, I don't believe in this show, I just want out. Actors too, like, who just want to be done with their contract. So yeah, it's just, there's nothing that he can do because America and the world, the viewers are stupid, we'll say that. The viewers, they love stupid comedy. Look at all the shows that are popular. Like, there's people love stupid humor.
Take some shots out here.
No, there's no shots. I just mean that, like, but like, you get it, right? Now with streaming, we have access to a lot more choices, right? Like White Lotus, right? Like, I don't think that ever would have been made back when all we had was cable, right? It's kind of, it's slowly paced. It takes a while to get really exciting. You have to take several episodes to learn all the characters. I love that stuff because I'm a writer, and that's like, so that really appeals to me. But you think that would have aired next to Friends? You know what I mean? Like, no, like we
Yeah,
want
people didn't have
sitcoms.
time for that payoff. Like it was like, give
Exactly,
me
exactly. Yes,
now.
for sure. Yeah. So that's all I mean. I just mean like, give me a laugh track and a sitcom, as opposed to something like a White Lotus, because arguably a sitcom could be kind of thrown together like Wacky Deli and like, oh, let's do this, and then Chandler walks in the room and is like, but like White Lotus takes real plotting, and it takes real character development, and it takes it's just much more complicated. I'm not saying there's not an art form for both, because I do love sitcoms. You understand what I'm saying. There is just a lot of trash TV out there that
No, I agree
the
with you
world
completely.
loves. Yeah.
Is a bad TV show. You heard it here.
Nah, I like Friends. I really like Friends, actually. I have a couple friends who hate it so much, but I'm like,
I don't care. It's just, it was always on. I was like, whatever. It's not.
I think also mean like, I've never watched an episode of any Housewives show. But I know it's very popular, like watching women just fight and throw champagne at each other. Cool. Like, that's not art, but people love it. So people keep watching it. But yeah, so okay, back to Wacky Deli.
God, that's hilarious, because just because you're saying that, I'm like, oh wow, people do kind of like shitty stuff, like a can of mayo for 10 minutes.
Well, you got to understand, a lot of people don't realize that reality shows took off because of the writer's strike. So that's the whole reason we have reality shows today, is because back in the day, writers of television shows wanted more money, which good for them. They deserve more money. So they all went on strike. And so the networks freaked out, and they're like, well, how do we still make TV without paying these writers? Oh, let's just do reality shows and follow around real people with cameras and not pay them. And then that's the birth of trashed reality TV, which does very well. Today. And I'm not going to lie, I do enjoy a handful of reality shows. Like, I mean, I like the more strategic ones like Traders. I'm a big fan of Traders. Do you watch Traders?
I have no idea what Traders is.
Oh my gosh, dude. It's like Big Brother meets Survivor meets Murder Mystery. And it's on Peacock. The only reason I've heard of, and it's hosted by Alan Cumming, and it's set in a castle in Scotland. It's brilliant. Awesome. It's so brilliant. They choose about 22 shows from other stars from other reality shows. They put them in a castle. And at the first episode, they all close their eyes, they put blindfolds on, and 2 or 3 of them are selected as the traitors, but no one else knows they're traitors. So they have to get to the end, and of course people get voted off, and people get murdered, and people get voted off. And at the very end, either the traitors win or the faithfuls win. It's total murder mystery. Is brilliant. It's one of the best reality shows I've ever
back
seen.
here. You're giving me a social
no, that's what it is. That's totally what it is.
Show. I'm watching this when I get done
it's genius.
Today.
The funny thing is that, and you're gonna get hooked immediately. There's like the UK version, and there's an Australia version. I just started season 3 of the American version, and I'm just like, I haven't screamed like that at a season finale. Like, I just screamed at the season 2 finale. Like, I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. But yeah, deception, deceit, like lying, and there's housewives involved from the Real Housewives. It's one of the best reality competition shows I've watched in a really long time. And the best part is that I kind of heard whispers that it was a good show for a couple years, but like, it's on Peacock. I don't have Peacock. Whatever. Not going to get invested. Not going to pay for another streaming service.
Exactly.
But then I got Peacock for the Olympics.
Oh, well, there you go.
While I already had it, I started watching Traders.
Might as well.
Right. I'm like, oh, it's right there. I watched more Traders than I did the Olympics. I got Peacock for the Olympics. Barely watched any Olympics. Just watched the highlights, watched the good stuff. The curling controversy, the ice skater. Did that. But I watched way more Traders than I did Olympics. And now the Olympics is over, and I'm still watching Traders. Like, genius move.
It's a good investment.
Peacock, right? Yeah, genius move to have Peacock just advertise the Traders all over their streaming platform during the Olympics, because it hooked me, and I'm so addicted. I'm like stupidly addicted to it now.
So this was another ploy from Ralph. He overexposed the camera, or overexposed the film,
Yeah.
that the fellows were working in the dark room with. Um, okay, I'm going to speed run a little bit because there's something I need to get to.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Overexpose it, whatever. Critics still love it. They still love it even though it's overexposed.
This just continues.
Headlines, whatever. Mobs outside. They keep tearing apart the car. Blah, I don't care. Mr. and Mrs. Bighead are on some freak shit at their house.
Oh, yeah.
She has ketamine eyes. Yeah. She's freaking out. She's chasing him around in a giant hamster wheel.
Yeah.
I just did the crash shot by accident. I gotta move back. Go back.
Dramatic zoom. I don't know. It was a good dramatic zoom. I was a big.
It really did work for the time it needed to work.
I'm hooked. Great camera move. Who's your DP? Genius.
I just want you to wait. Hold on. It goes like this. I think. I got it. What? Do it. It says that's how I'm supposed to do it.
Do it.
Okay, you know what? Screw it. It's just
I think the framing is fine. It's good. It's a nice tight headshot. It's good.
There.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Oh my gosh.
I had to pretend like I didn't care.
Yep.
But yeah, like that was okay. This is also an odd admission. Maybe I shouldn't make it, but I'm going to. I had a crush on Mrs. Bighead because of shit like this. I was like, she is the hot, crazy lady next door doing weird
with the
shit, and I'm
chain
all
smoker
about
voice.
It.
Yeah, that was not uncommon for Rocco. They got away with so much on that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, I mean, the other stuff, like but like, I needed to talk about.
Yes.
That fucking scene was so funny to me. I was like, why is she? And like, and the son comes home so like he's just like, yeah, whatever. That's just what they do.
Yeah, he's used to it.
Then they go down to this lair that Mr. Bighead has built inside the home, because Ralphie says, I need to stop Rocco and Heifer and Filbert just because, you know, I don't want to do the show anymore. And Mr. Bighead, he takes his son downstairs. He's been trying to kill, destroy all of them for quite some time now, it seems like. And he's in works of making a giant laser that is going to... Oh, and sorry, when I said speed run, I'm not speed running the episode. We're still good to talk. I just wanted to get to that freaky part.
No. Yeah, no, we should get to the end here. We should wrap it up with the episode. Like we've talked so much about it.
I love it. That's what it's for. But yeah, he goes downstairs, and instead with this laser, his dad's like, you know, I'll help you out. Points this laser at the ice caps that's supposed to melt them and wipe out Big Head Studios. Instead of that happening, Heifer's car breaks down in front of it, and he wants to jack the car up to fix the tire. Instead, he jacks up Big Head Studios and does it enough because he's seeing that the car is not going up, and he's not noticing that Big Head Studios is going up. He saves the entire production company from the flood.
Look, there's another thing I learned in Screen Rant. It doesn't have to be possible, but it has to be plausible. It's totally plausible to jack up a studio on a car jack and lift it up above water. Obviously, super plausible.
I've seen it.
We've all seen it. Yeah, it's just like a really common thing that happens all the time.
I mean, if Noah and the Ark can do it, then yes, this can happen.
You also wonder, like, you know, they're taking so many shots at Hollywood already. I wonder if that, you know, Hollywood is so environmentally conscious and constantly bringing up like environmental issues. Like, I wonder if like the ice caps was popular in the news at that time, and then like I don't know, like that's why it was in the episode. But like, you know what I mean? Like, they're already...
Was global warming in the news at the time?
That's what I mean, is like these writers are so smart that they have a reason for everything they do. So as something as ridiculous as that, they didn't just come up with it and they're like, that's funny,
Yeah.
let's do it. Like they obviously have a reason for doing it. And I wonder if at the time Hollywood it's like the ice caps, you know? So they used that in the episode. I mean, obviously as a kid I never would have known that, but I don't know if that's true. That's just like
I
spitballing.
mean,
But
they've done such a good job of tying so much stuff in. It would not
hmm
surprise me if everything didn't have a point to it.
yeah,
But yeah, like then Ralphie's kind of defeated. He walks in and he just eats the tape. He's like, I don't want to fucking do this. He
yeah,
eats it, spits it
yes,
out,
he eats.
and confesses. Like while he's spitting it out, he's confessing, I don't want to do this anymore. I hate this show. I want to go make real art. And he also was eating a episode of his other TV show, not what they were working on. So like again, he's trying and he just keeps failing.
I
Rocco,
mean, it's reminiscent of it almost reminds me of the grimy episode of The Simpsons. I don't know if you're a big Simpsons fan,
I
but
am a big Simpsons guy, but like I feel like there's so many episodes in my brain.
there's so
That,
many.
like,
But that's another show where like it's really the first like 8 seasons
yeah,
that I
absolutely.
watched over and over and over and over and over. I'm not caught up with the later seasons, but one of those early. Yeah, I'm sure the people in the comments will know
Oh yeah, I'm
when
sure.
what I mean when I say grimy. It's like this guy who just every time Homer's incompetence makes him succeed, like he just can't believe it, right? Like he's 10 times smarter than Homer, and yet Homer just his stupidity keeps allowing him to have all these nice things and succeed in every way possible, and yet this very smart man just keeps failing. It's just the frustration of like, why is Homer succeeding when he's such an idiot? It's total same thing. They're like, why are Heifer and Rocco and Filbert succeeding when they're such idiots?
And Rocco, this was one of those things that I guess, especially being a kid, like Rocco picks him up and peps him up. Like he's like, look, man, like just because you don't want to do this, you're here. We can make this the best show ever. Like, and in that moment, like Ralph kind of picked, like I can do this. I can put my art into this. I can give it my all. Let's make the best show out of this with what we can. And I mean, like he kind of
Yep.
snaps when he does it too, because he's like, he's like banging on the floor. He's like, yeah, let's make art.
Yes,
Make
let's do
art.
it. I can turn this into my art. I really can get my voice heard. Like, yes, let's do it.
Cancel.
Yep. Cancel immediately. The second that he actually tries to create something really beautiful and thought-provoking and
Got
something
shut
that
down.
could be, yes, got shot down immediately. It's not what the people want. They don't want a brilliant story.
They
They
don't
want
want
housewives fighting.
Yeah.
Like that's what the people want.
MILF Manor and what?
Yes.
I was trying to think of anything else that's shitty that
Totally.
I don't
No,
watch.
like all these reality shows, like the Hoarders and the freaking Mormon Wives and like
Oh,
Love
God,
Island,
yeah,
like all
Secret
of them are
Wives of Mormon Love, yeah.
stupid. Like, oh my gosh.
So bad.
There's some that I definitely put on in the background just doing, like I'll put Selling Sunset on in the background just because I like when they show the houses in Hollywood. But then also when the girls fight, I'm like,
mine.
yeah, you just put it on the background. You're not really
Oh,
watching.
and anything
You're
with
doing...
Gordon Ramsay, I'm like, yeah. I can
Yeah,
put that
cooking
on.
show. Yeah, those are a lot of fun. Yep.
But then we have 10 years later in the desert, since the show's been canceled, Ralph gets to go out into the desert and work on his masterpiece, and we see him. He is finally complete. He's getting that catharsis.
His life's work.
Like, yes. He breaks down. He just sees this beautiful structure on the horizon of a bowl of fruit. He's just overcome with emotion. He breaks down. He's celebrating. And a man comes up and says, you know what? That's pretty good. It kind of reminds me of that first season of Wacky Deli before the new guy came in and ruined it.
But have you seen Wacky Deli?
No, he couldn't escape it. I felt so bad.
It's painfully true. It is so painfully true. I don't know how familiar you are with my social media, but one video that I've posted recently is past 1 million views, and it's kind of a re-edit of a video I posted a couple years ago that got 2 million views. and it is a song that I performed with my former lead singer. I used to be in a band called Von Bolt, which was a metal band, and the lead singer James Von Bolt. Oh wait, he wants me to call him Vaughn now. Sorry, Vaughn. Um, he's a very silly, kooky person, and he's absolutely hilarious. Like, his very silly personality, one of the funniest people I've ever met. But also, he's this metal singer who like creates these metal songs that are like so well written and so heavy, and like the growls and the screams. Like, he's so brilliant at doing that, but yet he is such a silly, funny person. And so I was in the band, and we were doing these metal shows, and singing about Satan and like whatever. But every once in a while we'd get asked to do an acoustic show, just like play at a bar or like play an event. And so he and I would like, he'd be on acoustic guitar and we'd sing duets, and we had a drummer, and it was just a little 3-piece, right? Like, this isn't the metal band, like, we're just doing a little acoustic show. And we used to always perform 500 miles.
Da
And
da
da da da da. So I would always try to take it seriously. I'm like, we should learn the harmonies and we should learn how to sing it the right way. He was not interested in that. He just liked singing the da 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 da.
I was going to do that at the beginning of the episode with you, but I was like, I'll wait, because you looked thoroughly annoyed in some of the like clips. I was like, I'll hold off.
No, I mean, I annoyed comedically, right? Like, I'm always down for a bit, but I really was, in our first rehearsal, we only had like one practice before we performed the first acoustic show. And he just didn't learn any of the harmonies, and like didn't learn it. And I'm like, James, you don't know it. Like, you don't know when to come in. And he's like, the people don't care. They just want to hear the da-da-da part. I'm like, no, like, they want to hear the rest of the song. Like, you need to learn it. And he didn't. And so we played that first show. And yeah, he just kept coming in wrong with the da-da-da-das. And I was just like, dude, like, what are you doing? But it was so funny. And the audience just ate it up. So the first show, we had 2 sets. We ended up performing that song at both sets because people were demanding it so much. And then it just escalated from there. It just became its own monster. Everybody was just waiting for us to play it, right? Like, any show that we played, we had a residency at the Punk Rock Museum, and people would come, and it was just chaos. Like, every show was chaos, and things always went wrong, and like there's drinking and shot. It was like the best show ever. I like really miss it. But people would just wait and wait and wait to hear that dun 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 da da dun da dun dun. When I wake up, like, they would wait for us to do that because they knew the da 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 was coming. So yes, I also relate to. It's a similar situation, right? Where like at the beginning, I was trying to take this stupid song seriously, and he just kept coming in with his bullshit. But the audience loved it. So yes, I was Ralph, who was just like, okay, fine, you guys love it. I give in.
You gotta give in sometimes.
But that's just it's a perfect representation of kind of how I've lived my life and I've gone about my career. Similar to when I said I wasn't a video game journalist, I was just a video game enthusiast. I just liked making fun of games and being silly. Same thing, just how I've mostly been a comedic actress. I love comedy. I will always choose comedy over anything. It's hard for me to, I mean, yes, I'll sing a serious song now and then, but I have way more fun just not taking myself too seriously and not taking life too seriously. It's really just, you can look back on my whole career and notice that being a constant. So yeah, I definitely relate to this. I relate to this episode, and I do truly believe that if I ever tried to have a serious career in music, I would try really hard for years and years and years, and then somebody would say, "That's a really cool song, but have you heard the da 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 da?" People just want to laugh, man. People just want to be happy.
And so I have to tell you that the with what we do with our Retrograded, it's an old show, retro, and then at the end of it, we grade it. So I have 4 categories that we will both grade it on.
Okay. I think you already know my answers, but go ahead.
It's on the spot. That's why, because I was going to actually had graded some of them. I was like, no, I don't like doing it. It's on the spot. So first one's going to be animation. A. Yeah, I agree. I was like, I think it was either going to be like a B+ or an A. And I was like, no, it's A. Honestly, because of that, the Wacky Deli episode is so well done and so weird. I was like, that's an A. And we didn't even talk about, like, it goes off. Like, it shows, like, it's, like, where you would draw, but, like, the
Right.
camera, like, goes off of that.
Yeah.
I was like, this is just genius stuff.
Oh, there's 100 sight gags for sure.
Yeah.
Like it's visually genius. Yeah.
Story.
A.
I know, it's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
do
really
A.
easy.
We'll go through it. We'll go through the process. We'll follow the
And
bouncing
we
ball
don't give out a
and
lot of A's. I particularly don't give out a lot of A's. I give this an A.
A, absolutely. It's my, like I said, it's my favorite episode animated television of all time.
I don't give out a lot of A pluses, but this is the next category.
I didn't know
Rewatchability.
plus was an option. I didn't even know I could put a plus.
Oh, yeah.
I want to add a plus to my other ones.
Okay. A pluses, animation and story. I'm still sticking with my A's. A plus, we'll go with this. Rewatchability, A plus.
Oh, yeah. A plus.
When I got done watching it, I almost started to watch it again because I was like, that was really funny. And I was like, I just haven't watched Rocko in forever. And I was like, man, this was a really good episode to, like, get back in. So, overall, A plus.
It's an A plus episode. It's genius. It's amazing. Like, that's why that's why I picked it. Like, for me, it was like not even a question. Like, this is the one I want to talk about.
And our last bit is extra credit. So if there's anything that you would like to promote or anything, and also we also do stuff like if you're watching anything on TV currently, we always be like, hey, or reading or listening to, you can throw out whatever. But mostly, where can the people find you?
Yes, I mean, I already talked about Traders. I think that's an incredible reality game show. That's what I'm watching right now, and I cannot get enough of it. I absolutely love it. You will love it.
I can't wait to watch that.
You have. It's incredible. But yeah, start at season 1, the US version, and by the end of season 2, you're going to be screaming at your TV in the best way possible. But yes, follow me on Instagram at Lisa Foyles. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook. Those are the 3 that I use the most. But yeah, I host my own podcast called Temperamental with Lisa Foyles. It's full of cats and silliness. And my 100th episode is coming up soon. And I don't know what to do with it. Like, I want to do like something really exciting, but I don't know. I'm getting in my own head about it. I'm like, what should I do for my 100th episode? Maybe just make an episode. How about that? Maybe just release an episode.
We're coming up on 50. We're like, what are we gonna do? And I was like, I don't know. I have no idea. Like,
don't worry about celebrating the milestone. Just do it. I'm overthinking it way too much. I just need to make an episode. But yeah, follow Temperamental with Lisa Foyles. It's mostly a YouTube show. You can listen if you want, but it's like I said, there's so many sight gags. You get cats if you watch the show. And follow Radical West on Instagram. Follow me, and if you can make it to Vegas, come see me at a live show. Like, that would be great. Like I said, I perform all the time in this town. If you can catch me at a show, we'll have a blast. I promise you that we will drink beer and do shots and sing silly songs, and I will crack jokes, and it will be a good time. So
that sounds
come see
awesome.
me.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being on the show, Lisa. It has been an absolute pleasure. You are phenomenal, and you guys check us out. It will be on our audio version, and it will be on YouTube, available soon. So thank you so much for checking out this episode of Rockos Modern Life. We will talk to you soon.